Hey everyone, welcome back to Tried, Tested, and True Instant Pot Cooking. My name is Lisa Childs, and today I'm going to be sharing with you over 24 simple meal ideas using your food storage, using the foods that you've stocked up on in your Instant Pot. It's always good to have an ample supply of food and supplies in case of an emergency. When you have your food storage, most of it is going to be canned, non-perishable, frozen, or preserved in some way. So today I'm going to be sharing with you a couple dozen ways that you can use your food storage to make simple and easy meals in your Instant Pot. Now these meals are not going to be anything super gourmet, but you'll use what you have, and that is what's most important. In case of an emergency, the Instant Pot is a really great tool to have because you can always take this wherever you need to go. A lot of people use the Instant Pot in RVs and hotel rooms. They use them when their kitchen is being renovated because it's all in one and you can use it pretty much anywhere that you have an outlet. First off, we're going to start out with Instant Pot oatmeal. So all I do to cook my oatmeal is do a 1-to-2 ratio of water. So how about 2 cups of oats with 4 cups of water in your Instant Pot for 2 minutes on high pressure with a quick release. That will make a lot of oatmeal for a lot of people, and it's nice because you can refrigerate it and eat it again the next day. If you like your oatmeal plain, you can just eat it, with some sugar and some milk, but if you have these canned items, it will really help as well. So I have like some canned peaches, and you can just dump the whole thing in to add a little bit of sweetness and flavor, or if you don't want the sweetness from the juice, you can drain out the liquid and then add the fruit. We like our oatmeal with a lot of cinnamon, and if you have cans of evaporated milk, that can also be a good substitute for regular milk or cream. Next up is a pantry and food storage staple, spaghetti. To make spaghetti in your Instant Pot, just take your noodles, break them in half, and then kind of scatter them going crisscross so they're not all laying in one direction, otherwise they will get clumped up. So after you put your noodles kind of in a random crisscross pattern, add 1 jar of sauce, 1 jar of water or beef broth, and just make sure all the noodles are covered in liquid. You can kind of pat them down a little bit, but don't stir it up after you've added your spaghetti sauce. We don't want the spaghetti sauce going to the bottom and burning. So that's why it's important to put the water and then the spaghetti sauce on top of the noodles so nothing burns. Cook this all in your Instant Pot for half the amount of time listed on the package of noodles, minus 1 minute. So this package of noodles says to cook for 12 minutes. So I would divide that by half, which is 6 minus 1 minute, which is 5 minutes. So cook on high pressure for 5 minutes with a quick release, and then just stir it up and you're ready to eat. If you like meat sauce, then you can just saute some beef in your Instant Pot first on the saute setting, then add your noodles, the water, and the sauce just like I told you, and cook for the same amount of time. Next up are Hawaiian meatballs. If you have a whole bag of frozen meatballs in your freezer, this is a really easy dump and go recipe. Just add all of your frozen meatballs into the Instant Pot. Add 1 or 2 cans of pineapple chunks with the liquid. We're going to use pineapple juice as the cooking liquid for our Instant Pot meatballs. And then add like some soy sauce, some brown sugar, and some barbecue sauce or some jelly or jam if you have that in your food storage as well. And then cook that for about 5 minutes on high pressure with a quick release. After it's done cooking, just open the lid, stir it all up, and if you like, you can thicken the sauce with a little cornstarch slurry, and then serve that all over rice. Next, most people have a bag of rice in their food storage. It's cheap, it fills up our bellies, and it goes with pretty much everything. I make my rice with a 1 to 1.25 ratio of rice to water. So 1 cup of rice with 1 1/4 cup of water. 2 minutes on high pressure with a 10-minute natural pressure release. If you'd like to jazz up your rice a little bit, you can add a little bit of like Italian salad dressing or lemon juice. You can use some lemon and lime juice and some cilantro to make a cilantro lime rice. You can add beans into the rice so you can cook it all up and make rice and beans. It's so versatile, but that's how you cook it. 2 minutes high pressure, 10-minute natural pressure release. Next up is Instant Pot mac and cheese. Now, if you watched my video from last week, I had my Kraft mac and cheese, which is an amazingly easy hack to use your Instant Pot to make a no-drain mac and cheese. But if you want to make traditional mac and cheese using some evaporated milk and frozen cheese, Just do the same thing I told you how to make your Instant Pot spaghetti. Take the number of minutes on the box of pasta, divide it by 2, minus 1 minute, and then you'll have your noodles cooked for macaroni and cheese. After the noodles are cooked, add in some heavy cream or evaporated milk that you have in your food storage, as well as cheese. Any kind of cheese works, but make sure that if it's frozen, you need to thaw it completely. If you add frozen cheese into really, really hot noodles, it will just curdle. The cheese will clump up and seize, and it will not work out. So that is a really easy way to make homemade macaroni and cheese with your food storage. Also, if you like a little bit of hot sauce or mustard, salt, pepper, just add those into your noodles after they're done cooking to add a little bit of extra flavor. Next up is a really easy, simple dump and go beef stew recipe. And there really is no recipe. Just add some ground beef or some stew meat into your Instant Pot. Add in a can of green beans, a can of sweet corn, a can of diced tomatoes. If you have some diced potatoes, you can add that, some corn, peas, whatever you want. Just dump it in the Instant Pot and cook it for 15 to 20 minutes. And then you have a really easy, simple beef stew. Just add a little bit of seasoning to it and you're good to go. On that same note, if you take that previous beef stew that we just made in our Instant Pot, you can make a shepherd's pie by adding some boxed mashed potatoes on top of that beef stew. Just follow the instructions on the box to make mashed potatoes and then add it on top of your Instant Pot. They don't have to be warm, just spoon them right on top of that beef stew, close the lid, and in about 10 to 15 minutes, those potatoes will be nice and warmed through. Some of them will have thickened up that soup and it will be perfect and ready to eat. I always have some pancake mix in my food storage because it's easy to mix up and I know that I can always make something with it. So if I have some pancake batter, I can make some pancakes in my Instant Pot just using the saute setting to make it into a makeshift griddle. On the same note, if you have some canned chili, you can just throw that in your Instant Pot, put it on the saute setting or on keep warm for about 30 minutes and you will have something to warm up your canned chili. If you don't have any canned chili in your pantry, you can make homemade chili, just super easy, dump it in your Instant Pot. Now I have a recipe for this on my website, but you don't even need a recipe. Just add in 1 or 2 pounds of ground beef in the Instant Pot on saute. You can add some dried onion, some beans, canned tomatoes, some chili or taco seasoning, and then just cook it on manual high pressure for 5 to 10 minutes, and then you're ready to eat chili. Next, I always have tuna in our food storage because my kids and my family love it, and it's a really good source of protein. So what you can make with some canned tuna in your Instant Pot is a tuna casserole. Just make your noodles the same way I taught you before, half the amount of time on the package of noodles, minus 1 minute, and then after those are done, add in some tuna. You can add in like some cream of mushroom or cream of chicken soup, some cheese, cream, evaporated milk, whatever you have to make it creamy, and then just mix it up, add some cheese and seasonings, and you've got a really simple and easy casserole. Next up, it's always nice to have something you don't have to cook at all, so I also always have some canned soup and some SpaghettiOs in our food storage. It's really easy to just throw in the Instant Pot on keep warm or low saute, and then it's done in just a couple minutes. You can make a super easy chicken and rice casserole in your Instant Pot. Just add the rice with the 1 to 1 1/4 cup ratio of water and add in a couple chicken breasts or chicken pieces, chicken tenderloins, whatever you have in your freezer. You can also use just some canned chicken. And then after you cook that with some broth and some seasonings, you can add in some cheese, you can add in cream, you can add in whatever you want to make it something that your family would love to eat. One of my family's favorite things to eat is our beef and bean quinoa lettuce wraps. So I have this recipe on my website. All you do is add ground beef, beans, quinoa, beef broth, and maybe some onion if you have it, and some taco seasoning into your Instant Pot. Cook it on high pressure for 2 minutes, and then you have basically like a burrito bowl with meat and carbs, beans. Spoon that into a tortilla or a lettuce wrap, and you have a super filling, deliciously healthy meal that's so easy to do with your food storage. Another idea I have is to just have some regular potatoes, chop up those potatoes, add a can or two of green beans, a can of diced tomatoes, and some cut up sausage in your Instant Pot, and then cook it for 5 to 10 minutes depending on how big your potatoes are. And then you'll have this delicious bowl of potatoes, meat, green beans, tomatoes, and it will all just be so good. Next is kind of like a little take on jambalaya. So if you have some rice, add a can of diced tomatoes, some sausage, canned corn, and any other vegetables that you want, and then cook that in the Instant Pot for 2 minutes on high pressure with a 10-minute natural pressure release, and then it will have this really yummy kind of makeshift jambalaya. There are so many things that you can do with salsa from your food storage to make Instant Pot meals. So the first thing you can do is make salsa chicken. Just add a couple chicken breasts, fresh or frozen, to your Instant Pot. Cover with a little bit of salsa, and if your salsa is not super liquidy, add a little bit of water. Then cook that for 20 minutes on high pressure with a natural pressure release, and then you'll be able to shred that chicken up, add a little bit more salsa if you want, and then you can use that as chicken taco filling, enchilada filling. You can eat it on a salad or in a wrap. Super versatile. You can also take that same salsa chicken, and then after it's done pressure cooking, add a cube of cream cheese, some canned corn, and then just mix that up, and then it will be more of a filling dip that you can put into a tortilla, eat on chips, or just eat it out of the bowl. Another idea that you can use using your canned salsa is to make chicken tortilla soup. Just add a couple chicken breasts to your Instant Pot, fresh or frozen, and then add some salsa, canned tomatoes, cumin, onion, taco seasoning, some canned corn, and then cook that for about 10 minutes on high pressure with a natural pressure release. And then you can either cube or shred your chicken after, and then you can add, any sort of toppings that you want. Cheese, sour cream, cilantro, tortilla chips, and then you'll have a really yummy, hearty soup using all canned ingredients. Next up, you can make some really easy potato ham soup in the Instant Pot. Just add some canned ham, and then you can use either boxed or fresh potatoes, some chicken broth, and then just cook that for about 2 minutes on high pressure with a natural pressure release. And then after, you can add evaporated milk, some cheese, seasonings, salt, pepper, garlic, and then just whip that up into a really yummy, easy soup. Next up are a couple ways that you can use frozen chicken in your Instant Pot to make a variety of different meals. So first, just add a couple chicken breasts into your Instant Pot with half a cup of water, and then you can mix it up however you like. We like doing buffalo chicken using buffalo sauce. You can use barbecue sauce or teriyaki sauce, and then you just add the sauce and then cook it for 20 minutes with a natural pressure release. And then you can shred it up, add more sauce, and then you can have buffalo chicken, barbecue chicken, teriyaki chicken, and you can serve it on rice, bread, rolls, tortillas, salads, and that is a really easy, simple meal using your food storage. Next up, you can make some really easy and delicious breakfast burritos using either frozen, dried, or freeze-dried potatoes. Just add the potatoes to your Instant Pot and cook on 1 minute on high pressure with the appropriate amount of water. And then after the potatoes are done cooking, you can just put it on saute mode, add some scrambled eggs, some meat, some cheese, and then just mix that up, and you can eat it as is, or you can spoon that into a tortilla, wrap it up with some cheese, and eat it with your salsa. I made a whole bunch of these a couple months ago, and I just store them in my freezer. And then when I want to eat one, I just take the burrito out of the freezer, wrap it in a damp paper towel, and then microwave it for 1.5 minutes on one side, and then flip it, and then do the same 1.5 minutes on the other side, and I've got a wonderful, easy breakfast. Another really easy dump and go recipe that you can use in your Instant Pot is corn chowder. Just use a couple cans of canned or frozen corn, some chicken broth, canned ham, potatoes, seasonings, and then put it in your Instant Pot for 5 minutes on high pressure with a natural pressure release. And then after you're done with that, you can add in some evaporated milk or cream or milk if you have it in your pantry, and then add some more seasoning and an easy, super delicious corn chowder. If you have any ribs in your deep freezer, this recipe is perfect. Just stick those ribs in your Instant Pot with some barbecue sauce, a cup of water or juice, and some pre-made rib seasoning, and you will just cook that for 45 minutes on high pressure with a natural pressure release, and you will have delicious fall off the bone ribs in less than an hour. You can make delicious meatloaf in your Instant Pot using your pantry ingredients. So just take some thawed ground beef, mix it up with an egg and any sort of crumb material. You can use like crushed up crackers, breadcrumbs, crushed up cereal, anything that's going to bind that meatloaf together, and anything that you can use in your food storage. Mold that together with some seasonings like some cheese, some onion, some garlic powder, and just put it in the Instant Pot on the trivet, and then cook for 30 minutes on high pressure with a natural pressure release, and you'll have a delicious, ready-to-go meatloaf in your Instant Pot. Another thing I almost always have in my freezer are chicken drumsticks. Whenever they go on sale at the store for 79 cents, I get a bunch of packages because they're each like huge, and they're usually about $3 to $4. So they're really cheap and they can feed my whole family for a couple bucks. Just add your fresh or frozen chicken drumsticks to the Instant Pot and cook for 9 to 12 minutes on high pressure with a natural pressure release, and you'll have perfectly cooked chicken drumsticks that you can slather with any type of sauce that you like. And because you can't go through any quarantine or emergency without chocolate, make sure you make some chocolate lava cakes in your Instant Pot. This recipe is a total keeper because it uses all pantry ingredients you almost always have. Butter, sugar, flour, chocolate chips, vanilla, a little bit of salt. So easy to whip these up in your Instant Pot, and it's guaranteed to bring a smile to your face. My last recipe is a dessert using our pantry and emergency food storage staple, rice. I love making rice pudding in our Instant Pot because it is so good and easy. My kids beg for it all the time. So if you have these pantry staples like rice, milk, you can use powdered milk or evaporated milk, some cinnamon, vanilla, and sugar, you can make some delicious rice pudding in your Instant Pot even when you're under quarantine. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any other ideas or questions, put them down below. Otherwise, tell me how you're doing. What are you guys doing to survive the next couple weeks? Everyone stay safe out there, and we'll see you next week. Bye.